listening to Bluebird on your shoulder. Three voices pushing back against Trump, MAGA, and the lies that make authoritarianism possible. Facts over fear, process over power. Season 2.
What's wrong with you? And we're back. You didn't even make it through an intro without laughing. You didn't even laugh. I don't even understand what the problem is here.
Oh,
So,
just so everybody knows, we normally put that on in post, so I never see that part.
that's true. That's true.
All
So, but
right.
it does exist.
Welcome to Bluebird.
Now it's on the YouTube version too.
Right. Oh, you figured it
See,
out
that's
finally. All right.
No, you couldn't do it that way.
Oh,
You
yeah,
could
yeah.
never add the intro to a YouTube, so now it's on the
Yeah.
recording, so it'll be there. See, and
Hey.
in your laugh track. So not the stupid laugh track, but your laugh track. But no, we got actually something else to talk about this week.
Yeah.
We have something else to talk about this week, and it's not exciting, but yeah, it's exciting.
It's so much worse.
So, oh, we let's see here locally. We'll start with this one. This is a good one. This is a local. This is a Great Lakes region situation. So we had a refinery go down
Yep.
in Northwest Indiana. Oh,
You're breaking up there, guy. Real bad. Oh. So anyways, gas in the Midwest is now at $5 a gallon. And that's before our 7% excise tax or gas tax goes back into effect in, he said, 7 days. 7 days. So we're going to we're going to see another 50 cent increase here in the next week. And that will put us at the highest since 2008, I believe.
the highest since 08.
Yeah, and that's adjusting for inflation. It wasn't that high back then, but because we hit 520 in 22 after everything opened back up post pandemic. So,
Well, funsy.
yes.
Not really. I watched gas go from $3.99 to $4.99 in a 10-hour span.
Yeah.
Like they were like $4.19, $4.39, $4.69, I was like, what is happening?
Costco today, I went by twice before I was able to get gas, and each time there was at least 50 cars in line. Like, I've never seen anything like that.
So I didn't know what was going on yesterday. I pulled up yesterday morning to get gas on a normally scheduled gas app to my week. And I'm like, why are there so many fucking people here at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday? It's normally crickets.
Yeah.
And I just filled it up at $3.55 and pulled down the street. And I was like, it's $4.19. No wonder there was so many fucking cars. Why is it $4.19? So then I instantly checked the stock market. And I said, well, the stock market isn't fucking closing.
And in fact, they're having a lot of fun right now in the tech sector.
Bubbles blow up. That's what bubbles do.
Oh no, earnings calls came in. Everybody beat their EPSs, and so we're seeing a 10% increase in most of the tech sector right now.
How do you miss when you all did revised Q2 You our Q1. You all did revised Q1s like before the end of January.
Yeah.
So, and then you revise Q2 in Q1, and then you beat it by 10%.
Yeah.
Way to bloat it and make it look good.
Right.
It's like I put 5% price on my product and my store's up 5%. I'm not doing good. We're breaking even. I can hear myself. I'm echoing back through you.
No, you can't be. I got you all in here. I'll have you out in my speaker.
For people only watching on listening
Oh.
on Spotify, it's going to be a fucking winner right there. So, okay, moving on. Host the Great Lakes drama. We definitely find ourselves in a fun situation where I'll bring this one up. So, if you are a minority in America, my bad. I don't even know what to tell you. Like, I, they don't even give a fuck. It's
Nope.
not even like trying to be hidden in any way, shape, or form. And for all the women out there, they're coming for your voting rights next.
Yep.
They're going to try to accomplish that before 2020, right? So this is their litmus test. You talk about that a lot,
Yep.
where this is the test for the next and
Yep.
litmus test.
You're breaking up
There was
again.
this. No, I don't want to break up again.
So what?
Better.
Yeah, that's better.
6-3.
6-3.
Was that the vote?
Yeah.
So who dissented? Sotomayor definitely dissented. Sotomayor.
Yeah.
Who's the third dissenter?
I don't even
Brown.
know. I didn't see who dissented. I just read the highlight on it. Because
So yeah,
I mean,
it's,
we kind of already knew that this was coming. They had already signaled that they were going to gut, the Voting Rights Act and what they were going to define as acceptable. So basically, as long as you just don't say brown or black people and say Democrats, then you're okay.
Democrats are not a protected class.
Yep. So they're gonna really lean into that. And now, the minority communities can't object to those maps based on that premise that they're being disenfranchised. And that's why my name today is Disenfranchised.
Well, no, for sure. But I mean, so for the most part, what they actually did was they attacked Section 2,
Yep.
which prohibits rigging voting to hurt people of different racial.
Right.
Now, the only part about that I don't like, well, it says based on race, discriminate based on race.
Mm-hmm.
It said they wrote it that way, knowing that the white people weren't the people they were talking about.
Right.
So it's pretty clear its intent. And that's what I think the Supreme Court is really like. For a few decisions they've made, I've agreed with. But for the most part, I think that they lack a broad understanding of intent.
Mm-hmm.
They are very maniacal on exact wording or oh, I forgot my word. My word left me.
Told you were breaking up.
Yeah, with my word. Motherfucker floated out like a honeybee. So translation.
The
leave it up.
the literalists, they demand that either you spell everything out exactly you know, and leave nothing open for interpretation. And then there's others that, you know, think that they know what the intent of the Constitution was, and therefore they can make decisions based on the law. And I mean, really, like, that's what the Supreme Court is there for, is to provide nuance to the things that aren't, you know, explicitly defined or that need redefined based on new circumstance. You know, it wasn't,
True.
you know, we didn't need to worry about, you know, the LGBTQ community in 1776. And so
That's
they weren't mentioned.
Canceled.
I was.
Canceled.
Have you ever seen the show Ghosts?
The show? No.
Yeah, it's on
I
Paramount.
saw a movie named Ghost.
No. It's a show on Paramount, and one of the characters in it is a dead colonial officer who happened to be homosexual. So that's where my brain went.
Told you were going to get us fucking canceled. Anyways, you brought up the intent of the Constitution.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of irony in that. Right? So, because at the core fundamental effort was to ensure that we never paid taxes to people who didn't give a fuck about us again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
It's fucking interesting. Because now we pay taxes to people who couldn't give a fuck less about us.
Yeah. Well, and who are so disconnected from the voters because of things like Citizens United, giving them everything that they need as motivation, you know, with or without our vote. So the compulsion for them to hear us and to represent us is gone. I mean, completely gone at this point.
No, 100%. Like that's the funny. But so yeah, but going back to the Voting Rights Act gutting, Section 2 prohibited discrimination based on race. And I hate when the left spins it because, like, just tell it how it really is, right? Because that's bad enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, so they make you want to say that like they completely gutted that and it doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
That's not what happened.
Right.
They said that who could bring lawsuits based on Section 2 was very finite, and that random groups were not that.
Right.
That only the federal government could bring those lawsuits against the states, which is kind of in the Voting Rights Act. It is literally written like that, but in a different time for a different reason, and not a time so long ago that most of the motherfuckers voting on this shit were alive.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them were in office. Right?
Well, it's the Supreme Court justices, so...
No, I'm talking about...
Well, that's who voted on it today.
Right,
You're
right.
talking about congressmen.
Yeah,
they didn't write the law again.
Well, right.
So, but it's like, I don't know.
But when you're talking about intent, when you have actual motherfuckers still working that knew the intent because they wrote the intent.
That's facts. And could go testify to the intent because
right, they were there.
No, yeah, so that's what they really did, right? They broke it down. They broke it down. So, and that's like challenging like district mapping and all the things that can be gerrymander, voting procedures, election rules. So we'll see what they're trying to do here. But women are next. That's what I'm here to tell you. Women are next.
Yep. Well, and you know, like you said, you know, we've already seen that, you know, they're testing, you know, taking away healthcare rights, you know, minorities like the LGBTQ community, and they're figuring out where they can get away with it and how they can best attack it from those standpoints. And that's where, what we've been talking about for the past year, while it's a slow roll into fascism, we're definitely working our way that way. And just because we're talking about it doesn't mean that it's not happening anymore. Just because record numbers of people have shown up for protests in the No Kings days does not mean that we're not veering towards, nihilism and corporatism in a way that looks like a monarchy again. And there he goes. Has stopped recording. Wait. Where are you? Are you there? Hi. Yep. It still says it's recording over here, so... And now he's gone. Oh, wait. Nope. Anyway. Well, now I don't. Now I lost my bearings. Where are we at? So that's the Voting Rights Act. Now, what that means is that that the maps for, I think it was Louisiana, Louisiana's map, the challenge to that is sending it back for redraw, which means that they're trying to pull another 2 seats towards the Republicans, and then Trump is saying that Tennessee will be next as far as who he's going to be pushing to redraw as well. So I don't know if Tennessee could get a redraw done in that time, but regardless, the fact that the president is dictating which states are to redraw their lines mid-decade is just, that's scary enough. Like you said, it doesn't need to be fully, like, we don't need to go straight to doom and gloom. The fact that the president is telling states to redraw their lines mid-decade is bad enough. Yeah, you were gone for a long time.
Yeah, no, but you recorded. So wake up.
Yeah, I did.
Time, and then I popped back in, and we didn't miss a beat. And the beat, fuck it, let the mic drop.
That's right.
So that's what happened.
Yeah.
The AirPods actually completely failed, and as soon as they failed, it kicked me. So we learned something today. So okay, well, we're going to bring up the 2-for-1 deal. So
twofer. What's a twofer?
They're talking about bringing The Apprentice back with Donald Trump Jr.
Oh no!
So last week we're going to have a cage fight, and this week we're getting The Apprentice. And I feel like last week was better than this week because it was going to be a cage.
Yeah,
fight.
for sure. That was 2 weeks ago, though, wasn't it?
Could be. I'm still excited.
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
I'm still excited. So wish it would happen. But no, then we had an assassination attempt.
Oh God, I was really hoping that we were going to wait until the end to bring that up.
Until the end to bring up the assassination attempt. We got to get to the ballroom. You can't get to the ballroom without the assassination attempt.
The assassination attempt wasn't an assassination attempt. It was staged, and they already had a speech prepared addressing their push to build the ballroom, regardless of what the courts are saying. And now we can move on. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that some crazy guy just ran through the hotel
and shot a couple times and didn't hit anybody. Oh, I'm sorry, he hit one agent in the vest, except that when they filed formal charges, It said nothing about hitting anybody anywhere. And yeah, I mean, it's
well, they didn't shoot it.
Right, and they didn't shoot him.
I'd have shot him, and I'm just a dude.
Right. I know.
Because I don't,
exactly.
If it isn't real, I don't agree with such behavior. It's fucking ludicrous.
Well, sure, we've talked about that every single time we have to do this, but
no, it's seemingly a lot too. But
this is unprecedented. Like
never happened before.
Never happened. Never.
So the reason I balanced it with the ballroom is like, so I heard, assassination attempt, because I wasn't watching the correspondence dinner. Why would I do that? It's gonna suck.
Yeah.
He gets into in his feelings for it to actually be funny.
I know. Yeah.
So
cancel everybody.
I go on Twitter, like, hey, they'll definitely be talking about it, and they're all like, "This is why we need a ballroom."
Yeah.
Like every Twitter account, and I'm like,
"Yep."
So you said the word assassination attempt on your Messiah.
Yeah.
And your instant thought was, we need a ballroom. That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's what actually happened. It's not what happened.
Yeah.
You got your little email that said, let's talk about the ballroom.
Yeah.
So
in 1 hour from the moment that shots rang out to the time where Trump gave his written address about what happened, 1 hour had passed. And they were able to write an articulated speech from the drive from the hotel back to the White House. That's supposed to be believed.
I could do it. But I wouldn't do it right, just about it. Which is not what he did, which is what he would normally do.
Yeah, exactly right. Especially if he had felt any kind of way about it,
Yeah. So,
I mean,
very weird stuff there. Very, very commonly weird stuff.
It's not weird. It's The Apprentice. Like, all he's doing is theater TV.
Reality TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but then, so this girl named Ashley St. Clair, she's one of Elon's baby mamas. The newest, I think, of Elon's baby mamas. So she was like a semi-right-wing bobblehead at first. And then she, like, linked up with Musk at some bougie,
Oh, yeah.
orange dick sucker party. And they were sharing popsicles and stuff, orange ones. But they ended up hooking up, and she had a baby, and then he fucking 86'd on her and, like, ghost moded it, and she, like, all got in her feelings. But she dropped, because she doesn't Twitter anymore, because baby daddy's a dick. But she Instagrams. And she, like, tweeted out, or Instagram post, I don't know what that's called. Grammed it. I don't fucking know. All the accounts that she knows for a fact are, like, puppeted by the White House. And she showed all of their tweets about the ballroom. And she's like, these are all managed by the White House. Like, they're on the mailing list. Like, yeah, obviously. Because, like, the normal reaction from them is, like, we're going to kill all the fucking Democrats. Like, they want war. Like, that's what they would normally be saying. But now you're like, this is why we need a ballroom. It's like, am I watching Scrub Daddy infomercial? Or, like, that spray you can make your boat not sink with?
I thought it was a pillow commercial.
My Pillow? So, that dude went broke. That dude went broke. But yeah, so we didn't, it's so weird. It's just so weird. Like, he shot at agents, and we didn't kill him, and
didn't even shoot him. Didn't even shoot him. But they so from what I heard, from what I remember, that night was reported 5 to 8 shots.
Yeah, I heard that.
Or was it 5 to 8 or was it 5 to 13? Maybe it was 5 to 13. And I was like, 5 to 13 is that's a huge, that's a lot of difference.
It's
like
almost 3x.
So, so yeah, like there was a discrepancy on how many shots were fired, and they exchanged fire, but nobody got hit except for the one guy who supposedly took one in the chest. But
let's all be stormtroopers.
Oh,
can't hit shit. So
I thought the Secret Service was made up of elites, but I don't know what's happened there. There must be some nepotism or something going on, because
there's no way they fucking messed on. Come on, that's what I'm saying. There's no way. No way. I can make that shit. I ain't shit. I'll be the first to put me on the I'm not great, good, maybe okay. Like, if my biggest advantage is I don't panic.
Well, and like the dude comes running
with no
through
shirt in his boxers.
I wonder if he, like, somebody thought that might, like, they might mistake him for a flasher or something, and
I would have streaked. But yeah, so what drugs was he? Like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go shoot Trump. But how I'm going to do it is by bum rushing the hotel that the correspondence dinner is in. And I'm going to do it in my boxers. That's it. Just my boxers. I can't remember now. I want to know if he was wearing socks. Because I bet he was wearing socks. Because if you're going
he was wearing socks and shoes.
Socks and shoes with boxers?
And shoes. Yeah.
That's giving suburban dad. That's really giving suburban dad. So the only thing that could be weirder is wedgie sandals.
Oh God.
Hey, what? Don't I wear my flippy flops, bro? I wear my shower shoes. It's fine.
If you wear them with socks, then you.
No, I don't. How the fuck do you wear thong sandals with socks, bro? Slides?
Come on.
Yeah, slides for sure.
No,
Jesus sandals
no.
for sure. Thongy sandals?
No. No socks. Jesus.
This is what I'm saying. Only the other two are acceptable, not thong. How do you even do it in thongy sandals? That would feel very uncomfortable. With socks on. Maybe it's because I have very large feet, but the sock would be all shoved down in between the...
Yeah.
It's going to get us canceled, too. What has happened?
No sandal should be worn with socks.
What has happened since he left the show is I put us in much more get canceled situations. I don't understand why this dynamic has changed because he left. I don't get that. So, but at the end of the day, probably your fault.
Yeah, probably my fault.
So since 1994, to be exact. So then I did want to bring this up. So a couple of significant women in my life brought this one to attention, which is interesting. So there was a site that had traffic in the 60 million range. This wasn't what the whole site was about. I don't know why that matters, but let me put that out there. Where people were sharing videos of like unconscious and sleeping women, and they were like discussing tactics on abusing and raping women.
Yeah.
Or graping. It's graping if it's going to go on TikTok because you can't say that word. They cancel you. So TikTok cancels you, not the people. People are fine with reality being reality.
Yeah.
So we'll say graping because we do go on TikTok, right? So, and sometimes it's distributed the illegal material. That's not even what I was trying to do. I don't think like
that. So it was a lot of like. It was a lot of married men and abusive men that were giving advice on how to get away with it. Yeah.
So then this other person I was talking to told me about this other crazy cult. I forget what they're called, but they're fucking lunatics. But this site,
Christians.
This site, so it's like 60 million traffic, and that wasn't the only content they had on there. So, but whatever. And it's 60 million worldwide, and I've heard people be like, well, it's 60 million. Bro, 60 million people is 60 million people. It's not a small number of people no matter what quantifier we place on it.
Yeah.
60 million people are interested to some degree on how to be the worst of the worst.
Yeah, how to get away with being the worst.
And then you told your homie you went here. I noticed, and then your homie didn't do it. I'd have to knock you out.
Right.
Like, I might lose the fight, but we fight. Like,
I know, like,
you go where
just
do what, bro? Like, there's something wrong
just
with
like
your head.
I mean, that's just like, grab him by the pussy. Like, nobody's gonna say that around. Nobody's going to talk to me in a locker room about sexual assault and me not confront them about it. Like,
That's true. I agree
like,
you. I do agree with that. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just like, why do you want... I don't understand. So I do understand, like, the women who I talk to, and like, it genuinely makes them feel unsafe. And they're like, why? Because 60 million is a large number. That could be whoever. Walk by you on the street today. Could have been on the site twice. Like, I get why. And then now they want your voting rights. It's like, it's a full war. And I wonder, like, I'm glad it got exposed and shut down. I'm pretty sure it got shut down.
Right.
So I'm glad all of that happened, but I'm really sad that that's a reality. Like, that 60 million of you may, even if it's a half of that, a sixth of that actually went there.
Yeah.
So 10 million, that's a lot. In any quantifier, like 10 million of anything is a lot.
Yeah.
So 10 million matchsticks, that's a fucking lot. 10 million rocks, that's a fucking lot. 10 million feathers, that's a fucking lot. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and people...
Shit, that'd be nice. But 10 million is a lot, no matter the quantifier. 10 million out of a billion, or a trillion, or 3 trillion is still a lot.
It's still a lot.
It's never a small number.
No, it's never a small number, but percentage-wise,
don't give a fuck about percentage. We're not talking, because 60 million is what percent of the world's population?
Right. So
I'm gonna find out right now. I need to know.
We're at what?
I don't know. I can't do that.
7.
Can't do that.
We're at 4 billion. 4 billion.
6?
4 billion people.
5?
I don't think so. Maybe 4.5.
8.1. There's the current estimate.
8.1 billion?
Yeah.
I guess it was 7 that I was
So
thinking
it's 0.0074%.
Yeah. Yeah, but when you factor out...
It's still a big number.
It's still a big number, yes. You are correct there. But when it comes to percentages, it's just like... when we talk about the fact that people feel less safe in America right now, when statistically the percentages of us being exposed to violent crime is way down, but because we're exposed to most of it, we know about almost every mass shooting. We know about, we all get to the Amber Alerts, all that stuff. So every time there's something that seems like it's very, horrible, and you hear about it more than once, then it feels like it's a lot. But you're talking about, very, very small percentages of what's going on. Less than 1% of schools get shot up. Is 1 too many? Is 1 a lot? Yes, it is. But when you're talking about where you want to adjust your behavior, that's where you have to look. Now, I guarantee you this site has data on what IP addresses, so how many of them were from America, You know, probably. I mean, there is a rape culture that exists in places like Africa is really bad. I think while 1 in 3 women will experience sexual assault in America, 50% of African women will be raped. Raped.
Yeah, see, well, told you to wait. I understand what you're saying, and then when you get into crime statistics, you have to go into proximity, and there's so many
proximity and percentages instead of
so many variables instead of per capita. I do like per capita. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm a pro per capita person for sure, but just used in the right context.
Right.
So not using per capita to frame a misinformational argument.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as a bad argument. So, and that's not like a fight between 2 people. So, it's I don't know. I thought it was fucking wild. I'm like, I feel genuinely bad. I mean, the whole bear possible. As much as I thought I didn't win the role, because like I wasn't born into like some silver spoon. Like I'm not a Kennedy or a Rockefeller, right?
Yep. But you do have a penis, so
no, bro. There's so much to it. I'm big. I'm white. I have a wiener.
Yep.
I'm in my middle age.
Yep.
It's like the sevens never ends. Like I hit point after point after point. Like okay, I guess I did kind of win the role for sure. So, because I could be a black female.
Yeah.
Or a brown female. Or even a white female.
Yeah.
So,
well, and
it's
reading.
I don't want to forget anybody.
Right.
I get canceled. A trans female.
Trans females. Yeah. Don't forget.
I don't give a shit. Be you. So, but no,
well, and you know, it brought the bear in the woods conversation back up, you know, and a lot of guys are really like, they react so poorly to it, and it's, you know, guys want to be like, well, I'm not the bear in the woods, and you know, the point is that even, you know, I mean, half the time, I would say half the time, you know, it is our demographic that are the ones, you know, and so it's probably even, I think it's more like 60%, end up being white males that are perpetrating these types of gross, disgusting acts. And
that's actually really, really racially driven, actually. If you're a white female, it's almost 100% chance.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If you're a black female, there's like a 22% chance.
Right.
That it's a white male. If you're an Asian female, it's like a 60% chance that it's a white male.
That tracks.
Right? So I don't actually know the numbers on Latinos, nor do I want to. Nor do I think it's okay that I have to know these fucking numbers.
Right.
To have arguments about why it's wrong. And then, so I remember Bear in the Woods, right? I remember Bear in the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought twice about Bear in the Woods.
Nope.
Because why would I?
Oh, I mean, for me,
I would choose the bear too.
Right.
So I've always had somebody once ask me, because white people frustrate me. They do. I had somebody ask me why I didn't like white people. And it's not that I don't like white people. It's that I know what white people are actually about a lot. And people are like, well, how could you know that? Well, there's this funny story. I grew up with them. Lots of them.
Whole suburbs full of them.
Like, when they talk about, 25, 30 years ago, they share the pictures like in the 90s, this is what our country or high school looked like. Name the difference. The right wingers on Twitter, I mean, they're obviously talking about the lack of minority people in these videos, and also the atrocious haircuts, but whatever, I was there. I grew up with you. I've heard all the jokes you swear you don't tell.
Yep.
I've heard all the stereotypes you swear you don't have. I saw all the biases. And I lived my own biases.
Yeah.
And had to figure those out.
You and I have a unique perspective because of the philosophy classes that we took, and we've talked about Professor Dixie before, and the fact that we've actually thought through this. Like, we've had a unique experience where we journaled through our understanding of implicit and explicit biases. We faced our own stereotyping, and we learned what the difference between stereotyping and discrimination is, and how they affect systems of governing and people that operate within those systems. So while we can't talk to the experience that minorities have, we can speak to
the experience the majority had.
Right. And how we were able to break that down into an understanding where we can actually empathize and understand why these systems are in place, and speak to why we feel like they need to be taken down. A lot of people, they speak to defund the police because it's a catchy phrase, but you and I have actually done research papers on why this needs to happen, and that
was a really cute way to define our past. I never called mine a research paper before.
I did research papers on mine.
I'm just saying. My grandma used to call it that school I went to. So, research paper fitting in real good in my head. It feels like biscuits and gravy in the morning. It does. So, 100%. But no, you're absolutely right. And I think there were some experiences, when we spent time down there in our mostly white group of people who came to our little, Alabama excursion. But I'll never forget going from the grocery store with the beer to go to the ABC shop to buy liquor. And we were walking down that sidewalk as a big group, and the old black man put his back against the wall. And he had that cane, and he put his back against the wall, and he put his head down, and I stopped at the front of the group. The whole group stopped behind me. I was looking at him like we all had moved over to give him room. And then he just stopped moving, and I didn't understand what was happening. But I understood something was happening.
Right.
And then Dixie did come up and say, what's going on? He won't walk. He's like, he ain't gonna do that. And I was like, why? Well, because you're white. And a lot of you are white. What? And he was like, yeah, because he comes from a time he could have been hung for that.
Yeah.
The fuck, bro? So it's a moment, right? It's a moment. And then we all actually jaywalked across the street to the other side of the sidewalk because we weren't going to walk past anything.
Nope.
And then he looked over at us and gave us a slight head nod, and there was a moment in time where everyone's life had just changed.
Yeah.
But me hearing that
I got tingles.
Yeah, for me hearing that from Dixie and seeing this is really happening right now. And the sole reason that this 80-ish, 85-year-old man won't walk past me is because of my skin color. Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah. So we did go to the ABC story, and the rest of that story from later that night is off the record. It's for the other podcast. It's for the other podcast. I keep bringing up the other podcast because it's going to happen soon. I
like that you're building momentum.
Yeah, because I've got some stuff I want to say over there. So because that podcast is going to be I think the title should actually be "Just Fucking Cancel Us." it will be true stories.
Right.
Going back to what I'm talking about, I grew up around you.
Yeah,
I did. So it's a really weird time that that we are watching. You put it well, the slow decay of everything we were supposed to be at one point, which wasn't in the urination. That's not when it happened. So in the urination, we were still doing some weird, fucked up shit. So, but at some point, we kind of figured out, hey, you shouldn't do this. So then we're still doing it because,
yeah.
Like I said, bro, I've talked about it in numerous episodes. I'll talk about it now. The third person to exist on Earth murdered somebody. If you do the Christianity route.
Yeah, yep.
33% of human beings were murderers. Out of 25%, there were 4 total.
Yeah. I was gonna say at that point he was 25%.
No, because he was the third.
Afterwards,
right. He was the older of the 2 brothers,
right?
So he was the third to come. So at the point, the third person, 33% of people were born a murderer or made a murderer, and he did it because he was one of 4 people on the whole planet, and he decided this town was too small for the both of them.
Yeah.
And he waxed his own brother. So it didn't take long for humanity to be fucked up. That's all I'm saying. So I'd still like.
Well, we're still fighting over what's better, wheat or meat.
Both. I like sausage and biscuits.
Right.
Omnivore.
Oh.
All the above. Plant, animal, it's all delicioso. But if you don't eat those things, that's fine. So there's this. I'm gonna bring him up. You can give him a little free. I don't even know his name, but there's this pastor on TikTok that he's built different.
Is it the one that I share with you guys? Oh, you never check the chat.
Watch the fucking chat. So it's possible. Yes, it is possible. So, but he is just a different kind of. He's I like his view on Christianity, Jesus, and God is very similar to my view. Right. God and Jesus, leading to my version of Christianity. Yeah. Mine's fairly unique. Yeah. For starters, I believe creation and evolution coexist. So,
Big Bang had to happen somewhere.
Listen, science or Harry Potter spell. That's all I'm saying about it. If there is creation, how was it done? Aloha Mora or science? Interesting. So, but moving on, the preacher, he was watching this little clip last night, and he said, we Christians are always in such a hurry to tell people how to live their lives and not to live their life the way they want to. And he was making a relation to somebody who came up to him and said, like, I'm about the crystals. I don't believe in your stuff. And he said, go buy more crystals. Go do it. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
She said, well, why is it just okay with you? He said, because it's not going to work and you'll be back. Because eventually nothing works and then they end up here. And I'm like, okay, that's a fair take. Do you? Does that make sense? Live your life. And maybe you never do come back. But that's not my concern because I'm here.
Yeah.
That's your concern. So, like, that's what I like about him, right? That, like, Jesus wouldn't have acted this way. So why are you acting this way? Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I just really like him, and he's cool. So, and he's fun, and he definitely did.
It's definitely not the same guy. This guy, he's got a beard, and the guy that I'm talking about, he's got a beard, and he wears his priest collar, and then he also puts on a pair of glasses and puts on like a regular civilian sweater, and he switches between the two characters to talk to himself, in order to make his points. And a lot of what he does is, basically tearing apart the arguments that, fall into judging others, and then breaks it down into basically a liberal thought towards Christianity and how Christ told us to live our lives.
No.
And, oh yeah. He's fantastic.
Do that.
He does do that.
And I'm not
He's
talking
fantastic.
about the TikTok guy. Or the
You're talking about
guy.
Christ?
I'm talking about Jesus. He's white.
No.
Wears a Confederate flag t-shirt.
Right.
Racial slurs fall off of his tongue like honey.
He thinks that he's a doctor.
No, that's the guy who thinks he's Jesus. Not actual Jesus. Actual Jesus kind of was low-key a doctor.
Right.
So, and also a winemaker.
Mm.
So, and a carpenter. We won't get into that part. Also missing like 20 years of his life in the Bible because it wasn't important. We'll leave that out. I digress.
Yeah,
I was just
that will get us canceled for sure.
Yeah, I digress. Fucking putting white Jesus statues in my room. So, I just think that that's always funny for sure. So, but for anybody watching this who's like, yeah, that's my Jesus, I just want you to know that my God's looking for your God.
Yeah, I'm not going to keep looking, but if you guys know who I'm talking about, drop it in the comments, or let us know.
It sounds like the Two-Face of Jesus.
Two-Face of Jesus.
Yeah, like instead of Batman, it's Jesus.
I think his name's Paul.
Paul.
It's like
that would be very predisposed to Christianity if your name is Paul.
Paul Breeze or something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I keep
because the guy I'm talking about, his name's Tyler.
No, yeah, definitely not Tyler.
No, so
definitely
it's just, but I'm here for both of them then, right?
Like, yeah, absolutely.
For both of them. Like there's a way it's actually written. So, and then we're going to spend the last few minutes on the fact that we're still at war.
60 days.
We're blockading them. The strait is still closed.
Still has bombs in it.
The new argument is that the UAE pulled out. Oh, wow. They're 3 million gallons a day versus the 23 million gallons a day that are supposed to be going through the strait. So, still a large number, but this is where what you were talking about comes into play.
Yeah.
A meaningless large number.
And they're not saying that they're not going to sell it. They're just saying that they're not part of OPEC anymore. So.
No, yeah, but that's what I think the UAE is doesn't have to go through the strait. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, no, they're outside.
Better with the Middle East geography. You were there.
I had to know it like the back of my hand because I drove it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were there. You experienced that firsthand.
Yeah, so
I see California.
So UAE has different ports, so they don't have to go through the strait.
Right, so that's gonna alleviate the problem right away.
Right. Well, I mean, they're breaking away from OPEC, which we should all hate OPEC any damn way because it is a monopoly, a sector-based monopoly that we control through sanctioning other countries, selling oil. And so I think that this is kind of a the Iran thing was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. UAE was heading towards exiting from OPEC anyways. And for my part of the Iran deal this week, I was gonna focus more on what the world is looking at as far as what we are learning about our capabilities and our limitations in a protracted war. We've been fighting for 60 days. We've fired about 1,000 missiles. We've spent billions of dollars. Like, low estimates are $23 billion. And we're struggling to keep our supply of missiles to fire up. So that means that the chosen weapon of choice, Sure, Josh.
Yeah, I was with you on that one. You saw my voice.
The weapon of choice for this interaction is something that we're running on short supply of, that's going to take years to rebuild a stockpile of, and the full cost of that isn't going to be realized for a long time. And so in addition to that, reading economists thought processes on, how this is going to play out on the global economy. The pain that was felt from other oil embargoes and like disasters that happened surrounding fuel usually aren't felt for a year to 4 years later. So we've got a while before we actually feel any real pain. What we're feeling right now at the pump is purely speculation, and and oil and gas companies' desire to take advantage of the news cycle in order to maximize profit. All of these companies, BP said that they doubled their profits compared to last year, or the quarter before. I think it was the quarter before. So if we're looking at this, we need to look at, this is going to affect us even 60 days. Even if we opened the strait and said, Iran, we're best friends now, let's work together and let's sing kumbaya, we're still going to feel this for 5 years, 6 years from now. And so when we're looking at Trump caused this to happen, look at what's happening with gas prices now under whatever Democratic president we have next, we're going to be able to draw a straight line back to this. And right now is the time where Congress gets to decide if they're going to capitulate to this president, or if they're going to actually represent Americans and have a say in how we move forward with this conflict. So that's my big takeaway from this week.
Well, that was a lot. So
that was a lot.
Congress is going to decide to capitulate or not capitulate. Yeah. Fuck.
No, they will.
They will capitulate.
They're going to capitulate, of course.
I liked where you did that thing where you like to try to preemptively explain something to them so you could cite it years later, and I actually thought they were intelligent enough to follow.
Right.
That was super exciting. I was like, oh, look, he's talking to the smart people again. So, wrong squad. We already knew that. The whole time you were describing it, I was like, well, a Democrat will clean it up. And we'll get blamed for it, too. It's fun.
Right.
It's completely fine. So, it's no, you're dead on the money. I did know about burning a stockpile we don't have a lot of. I understand not having a lot. That I feel. That makes sense to me. Yeah, I don't. Oh, the economy's about to grind to a fucking halt. So I think we're in a good case study right now because our prices aren't going to sustain at this level. The refinery will get its shit back together, and we'll be okay. However, I think it's a good little case study to see what $5 gas here equal like $8 gas in Florida. Texas probably be $4.50. No, $3.75 for. It's Texas. It's different.
But they all
California
drive trucks.
Be 11.
So. Yeah. But they all use electric cars, so they're fine.
I've been to LA, bro. That's so not factual. Now, where I live now, there's some electric cars. Like at all the bougie places, there's at least 7 Teslas. So, crazy shit. But no, 100% a crazy week. We're going to gut the Civil Rights Voting Act because fuck it. We're going to continue driving fascism very slowly, like Miss Daisy down your throat because fuck it. You're oblivious to it. We're going to do media spin on things we shouldn't spend. We're going to fake shoot people. Like a Cowboys and Indians episode or Ghost in the Graveyard. We're going to continue to beg the Fed, which we didn't openly talk about, but I'll talk about briefly. Beg the Fed to lower interest rates, which will heat up the economy because it will drive more buyers into a market, which makes prices rise when we're already seeing 5.3% to 5.5% core inflation now because it's energy-related inflation, which affects fucking everything. So we have that. Like, and the other part of it, and I'll leave it at this. This is an epiphany I just had. My youth in the 90s through my early 20s was spent ensuring that we had energy stability through warfare. He's so fucking stupid. So now through warfare, you're going to undo all those decades of warfare. So that we can not have energy stability again. Because that worked out really well. Like, we went through the gas crisis, like when Miracle was happening on ice and we were beating the Russians in Lake Placid. We were going through a gas crisis, and very shortly after that, all of a sudden we needed 3.5 decades of war in the Middle East.
Right.
So that we had energy stability, so it never happened again.
And
now there's Costco workers directing traffic into their gas stations.
So many people.
It looks like a concert or a tourist event.
Dude.
So, and it's to get gasoline for less than $5 a gallon. So here. So where it's kind of cheap to live. So, but no, just had that epiphany that we literally spent 35 years ensuring energy freedom and stability of warfare, just for him to go to war with the one country, no reason to go.
They had no reason to.
Well, one
except
reason, but that
Israel
was canceled. So, anyway, one episode, all done. So we'll be back next week for more Undoing America. That's what we should really start calling this. Fuck Bluebird on your shoulder. This podcast should be called Undoing America because that's what the fuck it's all about.
Right.
So until next week, y'all, this is Bluebird on your shoulder.